Hey everybody, it is Mike, 55 years young from aPlantBasedDiet.org, and I wanted to do a quick video before I forget about my tooth. I don't know if you can see it. It's missing there right now. Anyway, the reason why is because I had a dental implant. So I want to talk to you all about dental implants in case you don't know about them, things to look out for if you have to get one, talk about root canals also, all kinds of things that I didn't know and I wish I knew. And of course, number one on this thing that I want to talk about is your dental health in general, because your overall dental health is a great reflection of your overall general health. And I talk about that in my book, Live to 150. Learn more at liveto150.org. It's a totally free resource. Listen to it like a podcast or audiobook. So, okay, let's get to it. First of all, I have always had problems with this one tooth in the back of my mouth. I had all kinds of issues, and in recent years, it's a molar on the top back. I think number 14. I'm learning with each tooth has a number. I didn't realize that before. And what I've determined is that I didn't take good care of my teeth when I was younger. I wish my parents, well, they're not perfect, but one of the things I wish I really knew more about is taking care of my teeth. And one of the things that Denise has been really helpful with, who's the greatest, is my dental care, my oral care. She's really made it, shown me how to make sure to floss all the time, floss regularly, floss daily. And that's something that I had never done until recently, even though I've always brushed, and actually I brushed wrong too. Okay, I realized that I brushed wrong because what I would do is I would go saw side to side motion like this across. Okay, instead of you're supposed to go up and down nicely like this on the top and bottom. I never learned that. I was always in a hurry, and I didn't realize I was causing damage to my gums. They were receding because of that. This is the number one reason why your gums will recede, is because of brushing improperly and brushing too hard. So you got to make sure you do something about that. So Denise has been a great influence on me for flossing and for proper brushing techniques. I'm still learning, always learning. Okay? There's always things to learn about your health, and health is always a balance, remember. So nobody ever stays the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And it's progressive over time. So you have to actively try to get better as you get older or as you get more years. I have 55 years. So, and I can even tell, like, I know so much about my health now, I can even tell that even though I've been up for like an hour or more, I'm not completely awake. I don't know why. I'm a morning person. I can get up and do things, but I don't even look awake. Yeah, I'm like looking at myself right now on the camera. I can see that. All right, let's get back to the implant. Now, the reason why I needed an implant is because I didn't take care of that particular molar that was like the worst tooth in my mouth, and got a number of cavities over the years, and actually I had to grind it down and put a crown on that a few years back. Now, when they did the crown, they had to do crown lifting because they had to drill so far down and drill so much of the tooth away that they had to kind of pull the gums out around there. I think that's what crown lifting is. Somebody else who knows about that can state more here below. But the crown lifting was done, and they had to drill it way down. And when they finally finished up with all the drilling, because they have to drill away all the rotten tooth or the bad tooth so they have a good surface to adhere to, they told me at the time, well, we went down a little further than we thought we would have to do. You never know it's like any job. You never know till you get into it. And it was bad news. I didn't realize that at the time how bad, but what it meant was that there was not much surface area left on that root that was left there. And when they did that, they also had to do a root canal. I'm not exactly sure why they had to do the root canal. I guess it's because, I don't know, it was in such bad shape. Like, again, this is the worst tooth in my mouth. I didn't realize at the time that root canals have a bad reputation for getting infected, and when they do, they can cause massive health problems. It's almost like a dead part of your body that's embalmed and living in your body, and then if anything gets in there, because they drill it all out, they drill the insides of the root out to get that root canal, and what they do is they fill it with some kind of, I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, let me know there. Excuse me. Clear my throat. So, like I said, I'm not fully awake yet, but I want to do this video while it's at top of mind, and I have time when I'm not doing something else. So they did the root canal, they attached the crown, and they realized that there wasn't much surface area. They were like, be really careful. Don't eat anything sticky or chewy for the rest of your life. Okay, is what they told me. And I was like, I kept thinking, man, I wish I'd taken better care of my teeth way back when I was growing up. But I didn't. It just wasn't a priority, it wasn't part of the regular routine. You got to make this a good habit. It's all about good habits, right? longevity and health span is all about good habits. So I didn't have that. I paid the price. They had this, this issue where I have this tooth now that is root canal, which is always in danger of infection. And like I said, if it ever gets infected, you could have serious health consequences, and you won't even know it. Okay, you'll figure it out later. Oh yeah, that's my root canal must have gotten infected, but it could be serious health consequences. So I had this for a number of years, and guess what? Over these number of years, I'm like maybe 4 years, it's just on a regular basis falling out. 4 or 5 years, falling out. And finally, the last time it came out, it pulled off some of the top of the root canal area with it, although they didn't think it was leaking, but they're like, hey, you got to do something about this. We can't install this crown anymore. It's not, you don't need a new crown. There's just nothing left. There's no surface area for it to bond to after falling off so many times and pulling stuff with it. So, each time I thought, well, maybe they didn't install it right, but that's not what happened. It's too far gone. Okay. So they did the root canal and the crown to try to avoid having the tooth removed, but it became apparent, and now this was December. All right. It became apparent that I was going to have to go either pull it out and have a gap there for the rest of my life. And that you can do that. I mean, you see it up there now. It's gone. Okay. But there's a post there right now is what there is. However, I even during the time when it fell off temporarily, I could tell, you can't eat right. You can't chew right. It's best to have that. So I didn't do a ton of research, which is one of the reasons why I'm making this video. But let me just tell you that I got a referral from my dentist. I went to see a periodontist, and who is it? Actually, I'm in Naples, Florida right now, and I can tell you who I saw. It was Ann Broderick at Naples Specialty Dental Center, I believe, or Specialty Dental Center of Naples, something like that. Anyway, I had a consultation, got the cost, which is big. Okay, it's big. And some of it's covered by your insurance, but you got to pay for a lot. Now, the idea with an implant is it's going to be, hopefully, if the job's done right, just like your tooth used to be back in the day when it was good, okay? And it won't deteriorate because it's not real, okay? That's the other thing. I'm missing that tooth. Anyway, I talked to her, and she said, well, we have to go through this at the consult. There's a possibility, my dentist said this too, that what we can do is we can extract your tooth because the root canal is still in there. We have to drill it all out and install the implant on the same day if everything works out just right. But she said to me, well, we usually don't do that. Usually it's not a good idea. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, if I don't have the tooth drilled out and the root canal, the root canal and the tooth drilled out and the implant installed the same day, what'll happen is you have to go through 2 healing processes, which take about 3 to 4 months. So it means you have to drill the tooth out, wait 3 to 4 months for it to heal, and then you have to go back in for another operation, which is basically surgery. Both of these are. And they have to install the implant, then wait another 3 or 4 months, and then you can finally get your crown installed after that. So I thought about that, and I'm like, well, we're only ever here during the warm months. We're only where plants grow outdoors, food plants grow outdoors. So down here in Naples, Florida, we are only here, in the cold months. I can see I'm more awake already. I can see it in my face, although it's still kind of puffy. So anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. The periodontist told me, well, probably can't do it both together. And I'm like, oh, I would like to do both together because I don't want to have to go through this twice. And yeah, it's a worse procedure, an operation, but that's a surgery. But that's why you want to remain in good health, because you can handle that, right? You can handle what's going to happen to you, even if it's a longer surgery or procedure than you might want. You can handle it. And then you don't have to go through 2 healings too. That's such an extended, drawn out process. That's even more turmoil in your body, and that site too, where this thing is going to have to hopefully last the rest of your life. And guess what? The whole idea with putting an implant in is this is like this screw-like threaded thing that they stick in there, and your bone on your jaw has to bind to that during the healing process. So you have to rip the tooth out, drill it out. You have to heal from that, which is in a weird way. And then I guess they got to re-drill the hole because it probably filled in with bone again. And then you got to get something in there, and you're like, it's like your body's like, wait, what? You removed it. I filled it in with bone. You drilled it out again. I'd rather not have to go through that. So anyway, up till like the last week, I still wasn't sure what was going to happen, and she was still recommending I go through 2. And then I said, well, this is December. All this happened fast within like a week. I said, please, can you try? Can you look at it? Because she was taking images and x-rays and stuff, uh, and try to do this. Because I know I'm in a good state of health. I know I eat well. I mean, Denise and I this whole winter have eaten 3 to 5 pineapples every morning for breakfast. Ripe, yellow pineapples. Okay, we're eating the fruits. I'm getting hydrated, and I'm doing way better than the average person. I figured I can handle that. So she got into it, and she said, I kind of told her, I was like, I got her mobile phone number, and I said, you know, this is what I would like to do. I would like to do the whole thing all at once. And guess what? They have a whole standard procedure where they prescribe for you all these drugs. I think one of which is a controlled substance. I think it was opioids or something like that, or I don't know, whatever the painkillers are, you know, and people get addicted to these things, and super high level ibuprofen tablets. So day of the surgery where they drilled out my root canal, and I was wide awake, by the way, wide awake. Okay. Did a great job numbing me in there, drilled it all out and inspected the area, and she put in the implant. And my dentist tells me that it was actually a larger size than normal. I guess to make sure it grasped into that big hole that you just drilled, because maybe if you re-drill it, you can drill it smaller and use a smaller implant, I guess. But like I said, I wanted to do it all at once, all at the same time. So how was that? So that went, it hurt. Okay. I mean, I was awake the whole time. I wasn't feeling pain at the time. And she said, oh, you take all this. There's a whole procedure of all the controlled painkillers you got to take. And guess what? Here's what I did. They didn't even have like the 800 milligram ibuprofens or whatever it was that apparently they were out of stock at the pharmacy, but they had all the controlled substances. I got them all filled because they were like $1 based on my plan. And I only ever took one regular ibuprofen, because I just had some old ones in my vehicle. I just keep them just in case. I never use them. They're probably 10, 20 years old. And that's what I took to make sure I got to sleep that night, because I could feel it. Whew. And it was a couple of days recovery. I mean, I couldn't eat right. I had to avoid, and still, here's the other thing. You still have to avoid eating anything on that side of your mouth during this whole time. So if you're going to drag it out for 2 procedures, meaning you're drilling your tooth out, you're extracting, and then you're putting the implant in, you can't eat. You're getting uneven wear, and it's just not right. Life's about balance. Your mouth is about balance. Eating's about balance. By the way, make sure you eat on both sides of your mouth. I didn't do that. You can see like my teeth are a little higher on the side and lower this side. This is the side that I was eating on more. And I can tell you, this side where I got the tooth rim, see the teeth are longer. It's probably because I knew all along there was a problem with that tooth. I wasn't taking good care of it, or it could have been since I was born. I don't know, but I have a feeling it's more likely that I was not taking good care of my teeth. I just messed up my teeth more on that side and then started eating more on this side. Again, these are important things. You got to learn about this, because your dental health is a great reflection of your overall health. So you want it to be good or great. You know, you don't want to have problems with your teeth. And I know now you know all about my teeth. You can see it now that I'm telling you all this, right? Yep. So, all right. It was the first whole week was badness, I'd say, but I didn't take any painkillers. I wasn't in pain. It was sore. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, don't touch me. Don't put any food over there. I hear a jet taking off. Hopefully you won't hear that in here. I'm near the airport in Naples. And I'd say it was a great experience. She did a great job. Ann Broderick here in Naples did a great job with the surgery. She obviously knows what she's doing. No problems at all. And then I came back. That was in December. I think I came for a follow-up a couple weeks later, and then maybe another follow-up just so she can check on me, make sure everything's okay, and never had any issues. Then I came about a week ago and got an x-ray, because they were thinking, okay, enough time has elapsed. Let's take a look at it now, and let's see if we can, uncover it, because she covered the whole area with some, I don't know what she did with surgery. Actually, after the first couple weeks, when I came back from time to time, there were like little threads from where she had to do the stitches and stuff that kept hanging out or hanging down in my mouth, and it was kind of a problem. It was annoying. I didn't want to mess with it, but she cut those away and everything. So that's why it was beneficial to go back. I hear the jet engine again. Yeah. Anyway, then you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it. Take off over my head. It's gone, I think. All right, so then I got the X-ray, and she looked at the X-ray and said, "Oh yeah, you're doing great." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can tell. I'm sure this is most of the stuff that you do in this office, specialty dental office." They would be able to tell. And I was kind of curious, based on my diet and lifestyle, how I'd be healing. And of course, nothing. They were like, "Hey, even though it's a little bit earlier, because I got to leave out of here, I got to head north because we're out of here after March, and it's the last couple of days of March right now." They're like, "No problem." So yesterday, I went in for the cutting away of whatever material she had put on top, and she looked in there, and she told me that the healing looks great. You did a great job with the healing. Great job. Yeah, it was funny because she said I did a great job with the healing. Of course, the body heals itself when you give it the right conditions. She never asked what I ate, what my lifestyle is, or anything. And I said, I was like, "Well, you're saying that. I guess that means something, because you see people all the time that heal in different ways." You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to take you 6 months to heal instead of 3 or 4, like we told you, because your healing process is so slow." And guess what? That's what happens when you don't take care of your health. This is why I keep telling you guys, and we keep talking about it here through aPlantBasedDiet.org. You need to do this, okay? And by the way, a little quick ad here. If you want to actually be around like-minded people, highly recommend our health optimization cruise every year. healthoptimizationcruise.org. That's where you want to go. Or Health Optimization Safari. healthoptimizationsafari.org. Whoa. You hear that? I hear that. I don't know how much you can hear in this microphone. But also lacasamasalta.org if you want to be self-paced. You go in Ecuador in the intentional community. But anyway, so I'm in good health. I think that's a verification that I'm in good health. I healed earlier than they thought. It wasn't a risk that they thought. And by the way, when she was cutting away the stuff yesterday, and she had to get the drill out, because like I said, the whole idea is that they want that screw, that implant, to bind to your bone on your jaw, because you don't want it to move or fall out or get loose, right? So it has to permanently bind. That's why you can't eat or do anything on that side. And it's why you have to be in good health and let it heal on its own. The body heals itself when given the right conditions. Remember that. And she said, yes, you had so much extra bone. Usually the problem is there's not enough bone that's attaching. It's fully attached, and it fully covered the top. She had to get the drill out and drill that bone down. Okay. So I'm happy with the way things went. Like I said, we've had a great winter of pineapple breakfasts and salad lunches and cooked food for dinner. And it's really helped with the healing process. And of course, being out here with vitamin D and the sunshine, you can see the sun's getting brighter as I'm going with this video. And I'm getting more awake too, more awake. All right, so what else can I tell you? Now I had to coordinate my dentist, because I had to go to the dentist up in Northern Virginia, where I'm gonna be, my other dentist, get the x-rays, get the notes, so that the dentist can fit within about 2 weeks, she says. I can get it in about a week, get the crown on, but maybe wait and do 2 weeks. And I have an appointment set up. I set it up yesterday for 2 weeks from yesterday, where I can go in and see the dentist and get my crown installed and hopefully be done with it. Hopefully the healing process went well. It's like everything else. It's like the homework. The homework is the healing process in this, healing that implant, okay? And that is what's going to determine how well you do going forward, that this is no longer a problem. Hopefully never have any more issues again. The only thing I can think about is that because there's a space there and there's only one molar behind it, they may not get the spacing right, which has been a problem with that tooth all along. I'll tell you, one side was too easy to floss. One side was nearly impossible to floss. I hope that they can address that. And also, Dr. Broderick told me to make sure that they do not make that crown too high, because if they make it too high, you have extra pressure banging down the implant, aka root, whatever you want to call it, implant, and it will mess it up and destroy it. If anything, you make it too shallow. Oh, you get the truck in the background. So that's it. Let me know any comments you have in below. I'll answer them, and any kind of feedback you have on implants. I've seen all kinds of weird stuff about people who lose their teeth. Hopefully that's the only tooth I'm going to lose. But like I said, this has been a problem for decades and decades, and I'm 55 now. So I just wanted to kind of document that experience. And also, if you have any other solutions that you have used, like rip all your teeth out, leave a gap, never fill it. I've seen entire mouth implants where you have 2 implants top and bottom, and they hold all your teeth top and all your teeth bottom with 2 more. I don't see how that's going to hold up very well over time with only 2 things holding it on, but I know it seems like a structural issue. Anyway, Mike, 55 years young. Thanks so much for watching. Give me your comments, give me a like, and look forward to reading your comments down below. And please share this with others that maybe going through a similar experience that I just went through.